Let's bring in the ACT Senator David Pocock, who joins us. What's your reaction to this review by the Pentagon?
Kieran.
Does it raise concerns for you as to the future of that defence agreement?
It's probably no surprise given Trump's focus on America first and some of the concerns that have come out of the US about their capacity to actually be in a position to give us, to sell us submarines. I think we should take this as an opportunity to actually do a review ourselves. I think that is long overdue. I don't think the major parties have really made the case to the Australian people that we are guaranteed to receive this capability with the amount of money that we're already shelling out, close to $1 billion already, hundreds of billions of dollars over the length of the project. So I think when it comes to Pillar 1 of AUKUS, which is the submarines, I think there are some real questions to be answered as to the certainty that we'll actually receive this capability.
Malcolm Turnbull had a similar message. I put that to the Deputy Prime Minister earlier, and he says, we've had the review very recently with the Defence Strategic Review. He says we've just done it, and subs were a big part of that, and we need it. That was his response.
I'm concerned we're seeing sort of this bipartisanship on this, and they've just got the blinkers on. They're just pushing forward in the hope that we will get these submarines in the future. Talking to people in defence, people involved, I think on Pillar 1, it would be an amazing capability to have, but we have to have a guarantee, a hard guarantee that we will actually get. And if you look at the agreement, you look at the fine print, this is all based on the US and the president of the time saying, yeah, we don't need these subs, we can sell them. And looking at what's happening in the US, I don't feel that assured that that's going to happen. I think on Pillar 2, there's some really good stuff on there on working with Five Eyes countries on cutting edge capability of the future. But when it comes to submarines, why would we not do a review given the UK has done one, the US has done one? We've heard some very concerning things out of the US about their industrial base and the capacity to build more subs. Are we just the suckers who are going to pay for this all and potentially not get any submarines? That's a pretty dumb way to do things.
The former Prime Minister Paul Keating said the US might do us a favour, in fact, if they pulled out. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think Trump could actually force us to look at, well, what does it look like to put Australia first in terms of our sovereignty and our capability? Why are we happy just to shell out billions and billions of dollars without a hard guarantee that we will get capability? That doesn't seem like how you would actually do business if you were putting Australia first. And so I think this is an opportunity for the Prime Minister. He's talked about progressive patriotism. Well, seems to me if you're going to pay for a capability that you have a guarantee you're going to get it. And I think we should certainly be reviewing that.
On the sanctions against the Israeli ministers, the government's been criticised by the coalition and others. They say that this is a double standard and they've lowered the benchmark for when these Magnitsky sanctions should be deployed. What do you say to that?
Well, I think 16,000 children being killed in a conflict is unacceptable. It doesn't matter which government it is, doesn't matter if they're democratically elected. And I think targeted sanctions are the way to do that. You're not targeting the people of a country. You're saying to leaders within a government, this is unacceptable. And this is a first step. And we have a way as an international community to actually say, you've got to do better. You've got to reduce the civilian.
But is there a double standard in the sense that other nations that are guilty of human rights abuses haven't been hit with these sorts of sanctions?
Potentially. I haven't seen 16,000 children killed in the space of time that we've seen. And I think given the concern amongst the Australian community, there's a real sense that the Australian government can't end this war, but they can actually be a middle power and work with other middle powers, as they've started to do, to say, this is totally unacceptable. We have to find a way to head towards peace.
And the fact that this is a democracy we're talking about, though, as Bridget McKenzie pointed out, democratically elected ministers, is that again a threshold? Is this a new threshold through which our government has gone in terms of these sanctions? By targeting those individuals?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've been urging the government to actually go down this path for over a year. I think it's totally unacceptable what is happening. Yes, we should continue to push for the release of hostages. What Hamas did on October 7 is a total abomination. They're a listed terrorist organisation. And so there's no sympathy for Hamas. when it comes to the Australian government. But I think what we've seen is a real leniency on an Israeli government that is increasingly, it seems, out of step with everyone when it comes to their responsibility, as you said, as a democratically elected government.